Would you state your name for those who do not know you?
Boyd Kirby.
Boyd, that's a very nice name. Thank you, Mr. Kirby, for meeting with me today. And we're just going to have, hopefully, a wonderful chat that is going to enlighten me, if nothing else.
All right.
Can you tell me how old you are?
I am 85 years old.
Wow. When did you become a member of Mount Pisgah?
My parents moved to Kokomo in 1945.
Really?
And we lived right across the street from Mount Pisgah.
Really?
Right across the street. And
where Sycamore Elementary is, or?
No.
Where?
Our play glass, where the old church was.
I've heard that mentioned yesterday. I'm not familiar with that.
I should have brought a picture of the church. I had right there. Yeah.
The hallway.
The hallway, the picture of the church down the hallway.
That is plate glass.
That's plate glass.
Okay.
Well, actually, right behind the church here, this addition behind the church, that's plate glass.
Okay.
That's plate glass.
So where close to Dairy Queen, maybe?
No.
Not even close to Dairy Queen?
Not that far. Just to the street, right?
Huh?
To the street that goes down through there.
What, plate glass?
Yeah, or was it also across the street
to
the river?
Mount Pisgah Church was right there on Cooper Street, on the corner.
On the corner of Cooper and
I think it's Maple.
Okay.
That's where Mount Pisgah was.
And your parents had just moved here?
Yeah, my parents had just moved. My parents had moved here 2 years prior.
Okay.
Because my father had come to work here at Continental Steel.
Okay.
And left my brother and I in Kentucky with my grandparents. And they come up here and got a house and everything and got established. And then they came back to Kentucky and picked up me and my brother and brought us to Kokomo.
So that's where you're originally from, is Kentucky?
Kentucky, so that's my home.
Wow.
Yeah.
I went to visit Kentucky once and I thought it was great. I wish we could have gone to see more. And I did not know that Muhammad Ali was from
Louisville, Kentucky.
I had no idea.
Yep.
Until we went to the museum. So what is your earliest memory of being here? Like after you guys had decided to join, do you remember your first thoughts about the church or who you met or what was going on at the time?
Well, it wasn't who I met. I met a lot of people at the church when I started in 1945. That's my first inkling of Mount Pisgah Baptist Church. Like I said, I come from a church family because my grandfather's a minister.
Okay.
And so we was automatically put in church when we moved to Kokomo, Indiana. There was no choice. There was no choice. We automatically had to go to church. And we lived right across the street from Mount Pisgah.
And who was the pastor at that time?
I've been under 4 or 5 pastors.
Right. You said 1945.
Yeah, I cannot tell you which one of those was the pastor when I first got here, but I know I've been under 4 pastors. But I can't tell you which one was pastoring when I got here.
Did you? When you over time, because I'm assuming you stayed at Mount Pisgah the entire time.
Right, never been nowhere else.
What was your leading into my question? I'm sorry, it's disorganized. Okay. I'm thinking about the relationship that I have with my pastors and how I've always had a relationship with my pastors. Can you think of any pastors that you may have had just a close relationship with? As a member?
Well, see, I had a relationship with all of them because I used to ring the church bell every Sunday for church. I rang the church bell.
That's right.
That bell out there in the thing?
That's right.
I used to ring that bell every Sunday for church. I rang that bell.
Talk to me about the significance of that. What was the significance of the bell?
Okay. Well, I don't know, but I had to ring the church bell.
That was my job.
Yeah, the church bell rang every Sunday.
Daddy told me.
Right.
And the church had a steeple. And it was a rope that come down from the steeple, okay? And I had to jump up to try to catch that rope to ring that bell every Sunday.
That's how you got your muscles, huh?
So, yeah. So I went to ring the bell one Sunday and I'm jumped up and down trying to catch that rope to ring that bell. And I just kept jumping, and I just couldn't reach that rope. And pretty soon the door opened and my father walked in. Because that bell should have been ringing at a certain time, and it wasn't ringing at a certain time because I could not reach the rope to pull it. Okay, so my dad rang the bell. And the next Sunday, he had made me a little stool. He made me a little stool to stand on, my dad, where I could reach that bell, reach that rope, ring the bell. Yeah, and he made a hook on the wall for when the rope come down, hook it on the wall. And I had that little stool there. Yeah, that was one of my jobs. And another of my job was, I took care of the parsonage, cutting the grass. I cut the church's grass, did all that. So I had a relationship with all the pastors because I took care of their yards and everything. That was my job. And my first job of cutting the church's grass, it was so tall. It was so tall, my dad said, you can't get that job. So my dad helped me cut the grass. He helped me twice to cut the grass down, get it down where I could cut it. Cause at that time, them real mowers was push mowers.
I was getting ready to ask what device you were using to cut tall grass.
So my dad helped me cut all the grass. We had a sickle, everything out there, cutting all that grass. We got it all cut down where I could handle it myself. So I took care of the church's grass, and I took care of the parson's grass for about 4 pastors. Yeah, about 4 pastors.
And you had a pretty good relationship with all of them.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Forgive me in advance because I am a history nerd, and forgive me in advance for all of the historic questions I'm getting ready to ask. The parsonage that we see now, is that the same parsonage that's always been there?
Same parsonage that's always. You mean one you see now?
Yes, sir.
Oh no, the original parsonage is gone.
Oh, so what did that look like?
Don't we have a picture in the hallway of the original parsonage?
I don't know if there was.
I
was just looking at church, the pictures of
there's right down the hallway. There's a picture of the original parsonage.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
If I did see it, I don't think I would have made the connection that it was the original parsonage.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because I didn't grow up here.
Yeah.
So I think because I didn't grow up here, I don't know a lot of history about Kokomo.
The original when I got original parsonage, like I said, I came in 1945, and we didn't come over here till 69. So we went to the original parsonage from 45 when I got here to 69, and then we marched from the old parsonage to up here to our new church right here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I am interested to know so when you guys moved from Kentucky, were you also members of a church in Kentucky?
Yeah, Gillfield Baptist Church. My grandfather was a preacher there.
Okay.
Gillfield Baptist Church.
So being in a church environment wasn't unfamiliar to you?
Oh, no.
So your jobs was ringing the church bell, which I am now inferring that it was to signify that it was time for worship.
That's right.
And you were cutting grass for the pastors. You've had pretty good relation-ships with all of your pastors.
Oh, yeah, all of my pastors I did. Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Knew all of them very well. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there any particular memory that sticks out for you as far as just any fond memories as far as the environment, the people, any sermons, anything?
One thing sticks out in my mind. Cooper Street is a hill.
Okay.
Going down. My dad always told us we used to hitch on the cars back in the wintertime, let the cars pull us down the hill. And it was a dangerous thing. So my dad always told my brother and I don't ever want to catch you boys jumping on them cars sliding down the hill. But that didn't go over very well. We did.
Well, sounds fun.
We still stood up on the hill, and them cars come up there, we jump on the back bumper, and they just go right down the hill with them.
Oh, my goodness.
Unbeknownst to us, we had a church... we had a church guy. He was one of the deacons at the church. And my name was Roscoe Carney. Roscoe Carney. He lived almost cat-a-corner across the street from Mount Pisgah Baptist Church. He saw my brother and I and the other boys jumping on the back of those cars.
Uh-oh.
He got up in church and called us out.
What? What did you do?
We got our butts tore up when we got home.
Did you not know that he saw you, or you just didn't think he was going to say it in church?
We never saw him.
Oh, okay. So
We
you
never
didn't
saw
even know.
We didn't even know that Roscoe Carney was watching us, and he called us out in church.
Oh my goodness.
And when church was over,
man,
my brother and I, we got tore up.
I hate that.
Yeah.
So in speaking to the Tollivers yesterday, they spoke a lot about, how they immediately just got to work when they got here. Being that you grew up in the church, what else have you done as far as ministry within the body as you got older?
As I got older, we had a member, Billy Grady, was a Sunday school teacher. William Grady.
Yes. I heard his name mentioned yesterday.
Yeah, he was a Sunday school teacher. I was in his Sunday school class.
Okay.
One Sunday after church, he was asking me about becoming a Sunday school teacher. I didn't want any parts of that.
Can you tell me why?
I don't know. I can't tell you why. I don't know why.
Okay.
But I did not want to be a part of that. But I ended up being under him in training to be a Sunday school teacher anyway. Okay? Yeah. So I taught Sunday school. Some Sundays he come just sat back and let me do my thing and gave me all the instructions, what I was doing right, what I was doing wrong. And I kind of liked that. After I got to doing it, I kind of liked it. But it didn't last very long, because I had a job at Delco Electronics that required me to work on Sundays.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's a lot of Sundays that I wasn't even there.
Okay.
So I just finally gave that up because I wasn't there, and I wanted him to get someone else to do that.
So what did you do after? Was there anything else you were a part of afterwards as far as ministry when your job? So you worked there the entire time?
Yeah.
At Delco Electronics, you said?
Delco Electronics,
What did you do there?
I was plant security.
Okay.
34 years.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So you weren't ever really able to always make it here on Sundays?
No, because my job required me to be there on Sundays, weekends, holidays. Yeah.
So for the time that you are doing Sunday school, for the times that you can, how do you think that matured you as far as your spiritual growth? Or do you think it has it all?
The spiritual growth was already there because my family was spiritual people.
Tell me about that. How so?
What would you like to know about that?
I would like to know anything you want to share. So in your when you say your family were spiritual people? Yeah,
see, my grandfather ministered 2 churches in Kentucky. He taught 2 churches every Sunday in Kentucky.
Right.
A little church in Borden Springs, and another little church in Edgefield, both in Kentucky. He preached at both of them every Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we went to Gifffield Baptist Church, which is in Guthrie, Kentucky. With the Tollivers, I knew them in Kentucky.
Okay.
Me and Floyd was in 1st, 2nd grade in Kentucky.
Wow.
Yeah. Floyd Tower and I used to go down to the corn mill and get corn cobs in a wheelbarrow and push them back to the school, because that's what the school was, one-room schoolhouse. That's what we used to heat. It was corn cobs. And me and Floyd Tower, we had our wheelbarrows. We go down there and get it full of corn cobs, push them back to keep heat going into school.
Wow.
Yeah, I've known Floyd for a long time.
Listen, he may have mentioned that yesterday, but I didn't know that you all went far back like that.
Yeah, we come from the same little Kentucky town.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What town is that?
Guthrie, Kentucky.
Guthrie, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
I have, you know when people haven't really been to many places,
you
only think of one big town, and Louisville was the only thing I could come up with. So when you going back to spirituality, when did you accept Christ?
Okay, I started 8 years old when I first come to Kokomo. Started going to Mount Pisgah. I didn't join. I went every Sunday up until that time, but I didn't join until I was 15.
Interesting. Is there a reason why?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get baptized until I was 15.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why.
And that was at your own willingness?
Yeah, my own discretion.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
my dad and mom left it up to me when I wanted to be baptized and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I was never coaxed to, you got to be baptized. No, they left it up to me. And I don't know why I went from 8 to 15 before I got baptized, but I was 15 years old when I got baptized.
If I may say so, the fact that your parents didn't, nudge you in that direction is pretty progressive.
Yeah.
For that time period. Is
Yeah,
that fair?
Yeah, they never say you need to be baptized or you need to be by a certain age or anything. No, they left it up to me.
If there's anything, especially as it relates to the body here, if you could pass down anything, what would you pass down? What would you leave?
What would I pass down?
Yes.
I would say one thing: be true to God and to yourself.
I love that. Why that statement?
Because I have, Sheila will verify this. It seemed like somewhere in life, I can't tell you when it started, but it seemed like the good Lord has let me do so many things.
Mm-hmm.
I have so many things, and one of my prayers every night, one of my prayers is, Lord, thank you for everything that you have given me, that you've done for me, and don't let me put anything before you. Help me to keep everything in perspective. Everything has a place, but I don't want to put anything before you.